Hey guys, it's Kieran. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make up to $2,000 per YouTube video as an online fitness coach. This is the exact system that me and my clients are using right now. And we're using YouTube as sort of the main selling mechanism for coaching packages. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to go through the video ideation process. I'm going to show you the ecosystem funnel that's generating 10 to 30 calls per month, and also the sales process that prints cash. And with all these things in place, you can make a lot of money with your high ticket coaching offer. Now, section one, okay, I'm going to show you how to come up with viral ideas, how to easily come up with 10 plus viral YouTube ideas right on the spot. Title mastery, right? Make titles that actually get clicks. Thumbnail mastery, creating thumbs that stand out and create more views. The funnel, right? The anti-funnel, okay? We're not talking about salesy landing pages or anything like that. It's a very value upfront funnel, right? That builds trust and gets you calls, and so that you can actually sell on them calls much easier. We'll go through the nurture loop that happens. So whether someone is in a position to buy now or in 3 months' time, they are entered into this loop, which will just continue to nurture them until they are ready to buy. In section three, right, how to fully maximize your show rate and how to fully maximize your close rate. So you can close, 3 to 5K packages at 50% close rate using all these methods. So yeah, so let's just get straight into it, guys. So the YouTube success formula, right? You don't want to overcomplicate it. All it is the title, the thumbnail, the intro, right, which creates clicks and watch time, and you combine that with a high ticket offer. And to be honest, guys, YouTube is completely different to Instagram. On Instagram, there's no way in hell that you'd be able to make 2 grand per 1,000 views. However, with YouTube, just because of the nature of it, how much more nurturing it is, if you do it in the right way, it only takes 1,000 views to make like 2 grand. Okay, so if you're able to get to the point where you're doing 1,000 views per video, it can be very lucrative, and YouTube can be it's very leveraged. Okay, so you're probably thinking, why can't I just use Instagram or TikTok? Well, actually, I'm advocating you use both, because Instagram and TikTok, you can generate a lot of views on there, and you then can direct those views to YouTube. So if you add both in the mix, it's very powerful for multiple reasons. Obviously, more leverage, right? YouTube videos compound. So you could be getting calls booked from a video that you made 3 months ago, or even in my case, like the case study that I uploaded like a year ago, that was still getting me calls like 8 months later. More trust and familiarity. People are watching you for like 20 to 30 minutes at a time. So you're not just one of their 50 videos during a doom scroll session, right? They don't just see your face for 30 seconds, then move on. They're actually sitting down, grabbing a coffee, and invested in watching the video. So obviously, even one YouTube video could nurture that person probably the same as like 20 to 30 reels, right? It's crazy. So it's way more leveraged in that sense. The impact to effort ratio, so the amount of impact that's happening per YouTube video for the amount of effort it actually like takes to create a video is crazy, right? It's very good. So it's much faster to create one YouTube video than it is to create 30 short form videos. So you're really leaving a lot of money on the table if you're not using YouTube in your strategy. And if we think about the 7 hour rule as well, which is basically, in theory, the amount of time it takes someone to go from stranger to client, if you're only relying on Instagram, TikTok, this sort of buying journey takes way longer. However, if you add YouTube into the mix, you can probably cut that there, right? It doesn't take long at all. As soon as you've convinced someone, right, with your thumbnail, your title, your offer to them to watch you for 30 minutes, and it's a decent video, they're already going to be quite far along this journey, and much closer than if you were to just use these platforms. So section one, video ideation. Okay, creating viral ideas, how to easily come up with 10 plus ideas right on the spot. Well, step one to doing that is you need to actually understand your ideal client persona, right? What do they actually need? What do they want? What's their transformation? Like, you need to understand what their before state is. Like, what emotions are they feeling? Why do they hate being in this position? What insecurities do they have? What fears do they have of actually taking action or like joining a program or something? What are they missing? Like, can they not be shirtless on a beach? Like, what are they missing out on in life? You really need to dial in this before state, understand it on a deep, deep level, and you need to really understand what their after state looks like. So their dreams, their desires, their emotions, what characteristics do they want to be, want to have? Like, what does their dream self look like? If they could design their dream life, like what does that actually look like? You need to know this, because then what you can do is you can see, well, what does the gap look like, right? What are the roadblocks and reasons for failure? Right? You need to know this, because then what you can do is you can eliminate this in your content. Then they're going to associate your content with their after state, and then they're going to book a call. So you really need to dial this in, understand who you're targeting on a deeper level, so that then you are in a strong position to put out content that's actually going to resonate with them. Now, number two is the data-driven concept method, right? This is actually basically you're just riding the wave of what's already working in the market, because Instagram, YouTube, all these things have been around for X amount of time. During that time, have been accumulating data and data, lots of data, which is public information, right? You can see the views, you can see the engagement on videos. So you just have to find out what's working, take that concept, and then add your spin on it. So instead of, a lot of people just start down here, right? They actually skip this process. But if you're actually using the data that the platforms are already giving you and using that as the foundation to your ideas, then you're going to skip past all these mistakes and these ideas of, oh, I feel like doing this, I feel like doing that. Well, no, you're actually going to use the data. You're going to do market research before, and then that's going to be your base for your videos. So your ideation process will actually start here, right? So market research, find the success metrics, and then you find the winning ideas, right? So then you go from someone who doesn't really have a clue what they're doing, and you're just doing a lot of guesswork, to now this Chad on the surfboard who's riding the waves of success, right? So number three, right, of this part is persuasive messaging. So you need to like speak to their soul, right? You need to get good at copywriting, because this is your ICP. These are all the things that they're experiencing. This is where they want to be. This is their before state. They're experiencing these things. They want these things. And then you can combine this with a personal story that you have, right, to really walk them through these steps so that they can imagine themselves here, and they associate eliminating all these things and getting all these things with you, right? And then if you fulfill on your promise in the title and in the intro of the video, right, then they're going to have no other option but to buy your program, because it's going to be like a light bulb going off in their head, and it's the only logical thing to do. So the intro is very important, because you're basically taking them through a little story, and you're telling them exactly what they're going to get by watching to the end of the video. You're going to say, and basically you're going to tell them what's going to happen, right? By doing this, you're going to eliminate this, blah, blah, blah. If you do this and do this, you'll get this. You're just taking them on a little story,
telling them exactly what's going to happen if they watch your video. The video is like an offer, essentially, right? The title, they need to know, it needs to be a winning idea. Like if the video topic just sucks, then they're not going to watch the video. So it has to be a winning idea, right, that people actually want, and it needs to be combined with an offer, right? What do they actually get? What do they get from watching this video, right? And if you can combine those two things, then you'll get the click, right, which is what you're looking for. So then you need a killer thumbnail, right? So there's three things: getting good at copywriting, killer thumbnail, and then master speaking, right? So the thumbnail is just about creating even more of a curiosity gap. The title and thumbnail work in sync. So the sentence that you have in the title, what the text that you might have on the thumbnail will be similar, but just slightly different, just to even emphasize that curiosity even more. So basically, you're just bridging the gap between what we currently know and what we want to know, right? That's the gap that you're creating with the thumbnail and the title. So there's two main types, I would say. One's like how-to based, so budget bulking meal prep, right? You want to know how to do it. So then this is creating some curiosity about what's in the meal plan and how to do it. Then you've got more of a transformation based, which is usually like a before and after pick. And and basically you're clicking on this video because you want to see exactly how it was done so that you could possibly replicate the same process, right? So those are the two main ones. Then you want to master speaking. So obviously presenting and speaking is very underrated. Like I feel like speaking and sales are two massively important skills that a lot of personal trainers and fitness coaches kind of overlook. Like they just go for like the the business stuff, and they just want to coach their clients good, but they don't have a level of importance on these two skills, right? So obviously conviction, having a unique style, confidence, and being a good storyteller. If you can get really good at these things, right? For me personally, this is probably a weak point. I've never really been that confident in speaking. However, with repetition, I'm just going to do it regardless. That's just the mindset you've got to have. No one's going to be perfect at anything. You've just got to do it anyway. But if you have these things, right, and you get more confident over time, you get more confident about what you're teaching people and the effectiveness of your program. You get more stories to tell, and you have like a unique style, right? You're not copying anyone else. You're just being yourself. This all creates a level of sort of influence, right? And then more people are going to want to follow you. More people are going to want to buy into your program, and basically you're just captivating their attention. So you need to get good at speaking. You need to have good thumbnails, good intro, good title, right? And these are all things that you can just improve over time. But when you crack it, like, people will really start to take action on what you're saying and your offer. Section 2, right, the ecosystem funnel that can generate you 10 to 30 calls per month. Now, it's an anti-funnel system, so we're not having a salesy landing page. We're not following trends, right, and having a school group, a free school group or free Facebook community. We're not doing free challenges and getting shitty leads through the door. We're just having good, valuable content, and we're giving people a clear path to take action. That's all you need, guys. You don't need to follow any of these shiny objects, trust me. And basically, it just looks like this. Like I've gone through it in a few videos now. You get traffic with short form, you push that to YouTube, which causes them to binge more content. Some will book calls, some will then go to your Instagram to check out more of your stuff. When they enter this, now they're in this ecosystem that you'll notice it doesn't leave. Nothing happens until the sale's closed. They're just going in these loops, right? You're promoting new videos on your stories to get them back to YouTube, because that's where most of the nurturing and the booked calls are going to happen. But you're also building relationships with people as well, right? Which is another overlooked thing. People aren't proactive about getting booked calls. However, if you just build relationships with every single person, think how much more booked calls you're going to get, right? Not everyone's going to want to talk, but that's fine, right? At least you're being the person who is putting themselves out there and offering help to people, okay? People are going to be watching your stories. You're going to have some call to actions. And these are just hand raisers, pretty much. Like, after a certain amount of times, people might want to take action. So if you're doing this in a repeatable, predictable fashion, maybe once or twice a week, then you're giving people opportunity to say, well, actually, I'm interested, okay? And all this is going to result in booked calls. Like, you're just optimizing for booked calls. You're not optimizing for vanity metrics like followers and likes. No one cares. Like, this is what's going to grow your business, right? So this is what you need to optimize for. When this happens, automations, reminders, get the show rate up, follow a good process, right? With your sales, have a script. You don't need to be robotic about it, but you need to have a system, a process that's consistent, right? So then if stuff starts to go wrong, you can identify why it's going wrong. If you're having a different script every sales call, it's too inconsistent. You can't really plug any holes there. But yeah, it's very, very simple. You close the deal, you get them results, it goes back into your marketing, and you get more people, more volume. Yeah, very, very simple. Sales section 3 is the sales process that prints cash, right? First, you want to qualify them. There's no point wasting your time getting people on your calendar if they're not even a good fit. So you are qualifying them, making sure that they actually want what you teach, and they actually have the financial resources to make a purchase, right? Show rate boost, automations, email, SMS, very important. Close rate boost, VSL, right? Important. YouTube also plays a massive part, because if they just book a call straight from Instagram, the chances of you closing them is going to be much, much lower. However, if they've watched 4 hours of your YouTube videos, the know, like, and trust is going to be so much higher. You've educated them a lot more. They're much more confident and clear about your process of getting people results. So, it just makes a lot more sense. Instead of having all these people that you weren't able to close on the call, surely it's better just to preempt, like, not even allow that to happen. Just pre-sell them the most you possibly can with YouTube and sales assets and your VSL, so that when you actually get people onto the call, you're actually closing them, right? Instead of having to do all these follow-ups and you start to look a bit desperate and stuff. So a VSL, and also a good process, like a sales deck, where you can clearly eliminate all doubt from their mind, and that make sure that they're 100% certain from a logical point of view that this will get them results. And not only that, that you're actually creating the gap, right? You're filling in the blanks of why they want to do this, right? Because it's your job here to right, this is where they are now, this is where they want to be, and you need to basically sell them on that gap, right? You're the person, you're the program that can bridge that gap, depending on everything that they said, right? And this is the thing when I said not about like just following a script and being robotic. Like, everyone's going to say something slightly different, so you have to be versatile and actually focus on what they're saying, be a good listener, and then pitch based on what they've said and actually bridge this gap for them, right? Because if you bridge this gap, then they're obviously going to buy, because there'll be no doubt in their mind that you're going to get them to hear. So you're targeting the emotional part of their brain and the logical part of their brain, and then that's allowing you to print cash, right? So yeah, that's it for this one, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.